Victory. Noun. The condition of having succeeded in a conflict or other effort.
Anti-Afro-Bengalis. Yes, you heard it, people. I just wanted to make sure we put this out front, right on the line. If it wasn't for AFW, Don Murray would have remained in permanent case closure, and AFW came through. The case at one point was closed. This was several months back. And Don Murray was told how he can get the case back open. I'm not going to go into the details, but Don Murray was able to get the case back open. I don't care what lie anybody wants to spin. Don Murray has never been AFW. We help plenty of people who are not AFW. Anybody that's been mistreated, taken advantage of, lied on by Umar Johnson will get our assistance. And they know that. We've helped other people. We don't need to come on here and talk about it. Okay, so this is for June 1st, 2023, 11:58 a.m. This is going to be Eastern Time. It says, wherefore notice was sent to the parties on May 1st, 2023, that a trial was scheduled for June 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. at the New Castle County Courthouse. Defendant was provided with written notice to appear for trial. On May 22nd, 2023, defendant requested a continuance, which the court denied on the same day. Defendant failed to appear for trial on June 1st, 2023. Plaintiff subsequently moved for default judgment, and now, this first day of June 2023, the court having heard and considered plaintiff's motion for default judgment, it is hereby ordered that default judgment is granted in favor of plaintiff and against Umar Johnson for the reasons stated on the record. At the hearing held on June 1st, 2023, incorporated herein by reference. Murray versus Johnson, CPU 421-000-915. The court will hold an inquisition hearing at a later date to determine damages. It is so ordered. Judge Mayer. That's what happens when you listen to AFW. You don't have to be a member of AFW, but we give damn good advice. We never advise people to break the law. We advise people to stick to the four corners of the law. If you want to run off and violate the law, that's your business. But we're never going to give people advice that's against the law. Umar Johnson had at one point requested an extension, claiming that he was ill. The judge granted that extension. Then the trial date was set, and Umar Johnson tried to get another extension, and the judge denied him. Umar Johnson either didn't have the guts to show up or missed the bus. You can decide what happened. But the bottom line is Umar Johnson lost because AFW was in the house. As a matter of fact, there was another situation that occurred with the recording that appeared online. AFW also gave some guidance on how to address that issue. So there have been two interventions by AFW, and we, again, were successful. Let me tell you another way we have been successful with Umar Johnson. There are many ways we have been successful. What these demon freaks always try to put on us and claim that we wanted Umar Johnson to be battering rammed at his mom's house or at the abandoned bomb shelter with the SWAT units coming in and dragging him out of bed and doing a perp walk. Whoever said that? That's what the demon freaks have put out there. We never wanted any such thing. We wanted Umar Johnson taking responsibility for his bullshit and to be ordered to stop. So Umar Johnson lives in the immediate moment. All Umar Johnson is trying to do is make sure the court doesn't haul him back in because he is not paying child support. Umar Johnson's going on these hyena yelps because he needs the money to keep up with child support, because The court's not playing around with Umar Johnson. He needs to pay. And if he doesn't pay, they're going to haul his ass back in. And I think it's been since October was the last time he was hauled into court and forced to pay. So Umar Johnson, if he's going to do anything, if he's going to toe the line, if he's going to walk the straight and narrow, it's going to be for the child support case. He thought he can just sit up here and push everything else aside. No, that's not going to work because it's coming at Umar Johnson from all sides. And again, we decided to take Umar Johnson content off YouTube because the way people were acting. They're being extremely abusive, they're being harassing, and they want to turn around and make money off us, lying on us. So we're like, forget this. And let me see your handcuffs is one of the main reasons. And she's up here continuing her same old shit. People complaining about digging in records, recording phone calls. That's what she is doing. For what purpose? Harassing someone who has severe mental illness and trying to get the person to talk to her. This is the Jaguar White situation. And then going after people who are calling her out, trying to get their channels down. That's what let me see your handcuffs. The same old bullshit. In the meantime, we are seeking justice. Umar Johnson in many ways has been shut down. He is focused mainly on getting the chump change in for child support. Umar Johnson used to be able to get at least $5,000 or $3,000 from speaking at colleges, although that was on the very low end for someone who claims that he has a doctorate degree. Umar Johnson got that from going in the back door. He did not get that by going to faculty affairs or anyone in a department working through professors to get $10,000 to $15,000 for speaking. Umar Johnson never got that. Umar Johnson always went through student groups behind the back, and when the university found out, they were very angry. Some of the times he succeeded, but eventually he was shut down. He has to try very hard to sneak into any educational institution to speak. As far as K through 12, he's all but shut out, again, if he does not use the proper channels. Who has to go through the back door and under the table and do a deal in the alley to speak at a school? Someone who knows they have no business being there. But Umar Johnson has to pay Don Murray. Umar Johnson thought he was going to get away with what he was doing. No, you cannot have somebody doing work at your, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter if it's at an abandoned bomb shelter. You don't need a formal contract. You don't need an ID. If somebody did work for you and you didn't pay them, you potentially have a case. If you don't have contracts, it's going to be up to the judge to weigh credibility. You should hear these subjects coming on here, acting as if you need something written in bloodstone in order to get paid. No, there are people who are not documented, illegal aliens who are here, and that's what the legal name is. Illegal alien is the name. Resident alien means that you are legally here in the U.S., but there are illegal aliens who are taken advantage of and put to work, slave labor essentially, and people don't want to pay them. They can file a complaint with the labor board and get their wages. There are plenty of undocumented who have filed labor complaints against these agencies who are exploiting people and getting work done, don't want to pay them. Umar Johnson's in the same category. You had all these people up here acting a serious ass fool behind this, including Tacky Turkey Tiff. So much for Tacky Turkey Tiff. What is she going to say? Don Murray beat Umar Johnson because he had help from AFW. And there's so many other things that we have done to make sure Umar toes the line. Umar now goes down to the permit office, and on his own, he will ask for a permit if he wants to have an event at that abandoned bomb shelter. That's because of anti-fraud warriors as well. And you have these other fools on here talking about, we were trying to stop Umar Johnson from having a block party. Never. Get a permit. Make it safe. We don't give a damn if he has 20 block parties a year. We succeeded in what we set out to do, and we're continuing to succeed. There are other things going on I'm not going to get into at this point. Umar Johnson also was ordered by the Association of Black Psychologists to cease using their name as if he was a member. He said he was a member. He said he was collaborating with them, and he was ordered to stop. Gerald Palmer was the lead on that project, and it was stellar work that he always does. He's very resourceful, he's very reliable, he's very supportive. He is a true friend to many of us and a highly respected community advocate who will fight hard for the downtrodden. You all are just jealous because you don't know what it takes to have a friend and keep a friend. And of course, I'm not offending the entire world because I think most people treat their friends well. But we're talking about the demons here. They don't have a clue about how to treat a friend. They don't respect anybody. They're like Umar Johnson. It's give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. And when you don't want to do what they want, they start harassing you and abusing you and lying on you. It's the Umar Johnson syndrome. So many of these subjects out here, these demons, I can go on and read a long list. They don't rule the world in my mind or any other people who are self-respecting. You don't let people treat you like a freaking slave or treat you like shit after you supported them or you did nothing to them and they decide they want to attack you because you won't do what they say. We are not on a slave plantation. Keep trying to find slaves to do what the hell you want them to do. We are not slaves, never have been slaves, and never will be slaves. Umar Johnson went to that elementary school, was verbally abusing and harassing and degrading children. The principal was totally inappropriate for asking Umar Johnson to come there and allowing him to talk to the students the way that she did. The priority would be the children. I don't give a damn about this principal. So this bullshit, the TCTV was running around saying, you're trying to get the principal fired. Well, she should have been fired if she wasn't. You should not be subjecting children to brutality in classrooms. So if that's the outcome, that's the outcome. I understand she ended up transferring and should have transferred because what she did was wrong. Thankfully, the school sent out a letter like they should have done. Parents should know if somebody's coming into a classroom and completely and totally eviscerating children and their families and their bloodline, talking a shit about their parents. That's something that a principal should be allowing. And it was totally and completely inappropriate. The pictures that they were posting, so far over the line and unethical. So I'm glad that principal's out of that school and she's never invited Umar Johnson back to any school to speak. Not that we can tell. And if she did, she's dumb enough to post it on her damn Instagram or Twitter, whatever she did. That was disgusting, people. But we have many more successes that we have achieved with Umar Johnson. Meanwhile, these losers, these demon freaks, can continue trying to expect Umar Johnson being pulled out of bed by 20 SWAT officers standing on the building, that AFW considers that success. No, we have many successes and we will continue to register success. Umar Johnson has to pay Don Murray the money and more than he originally requested because there's going to be court costs involved. There's going to be interest compiled. And Don Murray can attach Umar Johnson's bank accounts. All he needs to do, and we will make sure he gets his money. All he has to do is ask the judge to issue a writ of levying Umar Johnson's properties or Umar Johnson's bank accounts. And that money's going to come right out of the bank account. They can even investigate if Umar Johnson's trying to move money elsewhere to avoid paying, and Umar Johnson can be held in contempt of court for refusing to pay. And I hope Don Murray exercises all of the options available to him, just like Cardi B should not have any sympathy at this point. That's a video I wanted to do for Tasha K, who essentially came for her whole life and told her if she didn't get on YouTube and explain herself, she was going to keep posting those lies about her. But that's another video. But I wanted to make sure I reported this AFW victory. We will continue to have victories. There's nothing you can do about it. You can hate us all day, every day. We don't care. We're going to continue doing what we do. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.